You know that moment when your team ships an update and suddenly everything breaks? The app goes down, customers are upset, developers are blaming operations are blaming developers, and the management is just staring at you all like, well, fix it. That, my friend, was life before DevOps. Now look at companies like Amazon, Netflix, and even Google. They make hundreds of changes, even thousands, every single day, and somehow there's nothing on fire. There's no panic, no all-nighters, just smooth sailing. How did they do it? It is DevOps. And by the end of this video, you finally know what DevOps really means, why it matters, and how it changes the way teams build software. Let's jump in. Hey, I'm Henry and I'm a cloud and DevOps engineer. I spent years helping startups and big companies build systems that stay online, stay secure, and scale fast. These days, I'm focused on researching how cloud computing, security, and automation can make healthcare systems more reliable. And on this channel, I break down cloud and DevOps concepts into simple, practical lessons, and I share insights from my years of experience in the trenches so you can build systems that are faster, more secure, and resilient under real pressure. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most confusing words in tech, which is DevOps. We'll cover what it means, why it exists, and how it quietly runs some of the biggest companies in the world. To make it easy to follow, I've broken it down into 6 simple parts. And by the end of this video, I'll share 3 easy steps to help you get started with DevOps. So whether you're a developer, a student, an aspiring engineer, or just curious about how modern systems somehow stay online, this is the video that'll finally make it all click. Let's start with part number 1, the chaos that DevOps solves. Back in the day, software teams were like race car drivers and pit crews that never spoke to each other. The drivers, being the developers, would speed up building new features, while the pit crew, being the operations, had to keep the car running, fix the tires, and also clean up the mess when something broke. Now look at the problem. The drivers blamed the pit crew for being slow. Then the pit crew blamed the drivers for pushing too hard. Meanwhile, the car, which is your product, was not winning any races. There was no delivery. It was just chaos, delays, crashes, blame games, and so on. You had this slow, messy, and stressful cycle that just felt endless. Thankfully, DevOps came along and fixed all of that, so both teams could finally work together. So, what is DevOps? DevOps is a modern approach to software development where developers and operations teams collaborate as one unit to build, test, and run software efficiently. They talk more, they share more, and they use tools to automate the boring stuff. It is not just a job title or a bunch of tools, it is a mindset, one where everyone works towards the same goal, which is making software faster, safer, and easier to run. To understand DevOps better and how it works in practice, let's look at its 4 main pillars. The first one is collaboration. This is where developers and operations plan together, share responsibilities, and solve problems as one team. This time, it's not about blaming each other, it's about building something together. Next up, we've got automation. You know, all those repetitive, boring, error-prone tasks like testing, building, deploying. This is where you automate all of them, because let's be honest, we as humans tend to forget the little things sometimes, especially when they become monotonous. But these computers don't, except they're just maybe fried. They'll move on to continuous integration and continuous delivery, or CI/CD. This is where every code change automatically gets checked, tested, and deployed in small, safe steps. There's no more giant, terrifying releases that just go out there and then crash everything at once. And finally, monitoring and feedback. Think of this as the data collection layer. This is where the DevOps teams constantly watch their systems, gather feedback from the users and also from the tools, and then fix issues before they become full-blown disasters. Now put it all together and you get a system that is fast, reliable, and keeps getting better. If you're getting value out of this video so far, please take a second to like and subscribe. It really helps this new channel grow and helps me understand what is working so I can create better content for you. Thank you so much. You've probably seen that infinity loop when people talk about DevOps, right? That is not just a logo, it is the actual workflow in motion. It goes from plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and then monitor, and then it loops back again to planning. Now, depending on where you look, you might see slightly different versions of this loop. Some include release and deploy as separate stages, others merge them. Some add operate or continuous feedback, while others fold those into monitor. And the reason for that is simple. DevOps is not a rigid framework, it is flexible by design. Different teams adapt it based on how their pipelines, tools, and their release processes work. For example, one company might treat release as the approval stage and deploy as pushing it live, while another automates both of them into a single step. What matters is not how many stages there are, it is the continuous feedback loop that keeps everything improving, and that is DevOps. It is a continuous cycle of learning, adapting, and delivering value faster, more reliably, and better each time around. Now let's talk about some results, because this is not just about theory. Amazon releases new code every 11 seconds. Netflix pushes out thousands of updates every single day. I know that sounds wild, but it's actually controlled chaos, if I have to say. And the beauty of it is, even small startups can apply DevOps principles to automate their tests, improve collaboration, and also release more often. It is not just for the tech giants, anyone can do it. And when teams use DevOps well, they spend less time fixing problems and more time creating great stuff. But despite how powerful DevOps is, a lot of people still get it wrong, which is why I want to clear up some of the biggest misconceptions. The first one here is, DevOps is all about tools. The straight up answer is no. You can use every fancy tool out there, Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, but if your team isn't working together, it won't help. It's basically useless. DevOps is about people and not just tools. The second is, we'll just hire a DevOps engineer and boom, we're DevOps. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You can hire someone to guide or lead the process, that's fine, but you cannot outsource culture. DevOps only work when everyone owns it. The third is, DevOps replaces developers or operations, which is very funny, honestly. The simple answer is no, it doesn't. Developers still code, operations still manage systems. DevOps is the bridge between them, so both sides move faster as a unit with fewer surprises. And honestly, these are some of the points that most people miss. So now that we've cleared that up, let's talk about how you can actually get started with DevOps step by step. So how do you actually start? Whether you're working on a team or just learning DevOps for your career, these are the exact steps that build a solid foundation. Step number 1, start small. Pick one thing to automate. It could be as simple as your testing or your deployment process. Just pick something. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Focus on one thing, focus on one win, and then do that one at a time and gradually build momentum. One key tip here is, before you automate anything, make sure you understand the process manually. At least understand the process manually. That one habit will save you a ton of headaches later. Step number 2, improve collaboration. Let developers and operations plan and review together. Let them cultivate the habit of talking more often. Tear down that invincible wall and make delivery a shared responsibility. Step number 3, measure your progress. Track how often you deploy, how long recovery takes, and how often things break, because if you can measure it, you can most certainly improve it. DevOps is not one big change, it is the small steps that stack up over time. And once you start taking those small steps, something amazing happens. You begin to see why DevOps matters so much, why it's so powerful, and why it is shaping the future. In a later video, I'll walk you through a complete DevOps roadmap, the exact skills, tools, and the exact steps you will need to become job ready and confident in the market. So make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications so you know when that video comes out. Why does DevOps matter so much? The simple answer is because speed wins. In today's world, the companies that can adapt fast are the ones that survive, and DevOps makes that possible. It is the difference between scrambling to put out fires and calmly rolling out updates week after week. But more than that, it's about people. When teams share, automate, and trust each other, the work gets fun again. There is no more finger pointing, there's no burnout, just teamwork that actually works. So here's the big idea. DevOps is not a tool, It is not a title, and it's certainly not a buzzword. It is a smarter, more human way to build and ship software as a team. It is about breaking down silos, automating what slows you down, and constantly improving how you work. That is how companies move fast and sleep well at night. If you found this video helpful, check out this one, which is a beginner's guide to DevOps tools and what you should try first.